I have spent a great deal of time discussing Quant Network. What's fascinating about Quant, though, is that I think that many of these XRP, XLM, XDC, and even HBAR holders don't necessarily have to be related to all four of those. It applies to nearly all DT and blockchain-based networks in the industry. The true value of Quant for these underlying assets is almost entirely overlooked. And sure, I'm mentioning HBAR, XRP, and everyone else. When considering the future of blockchain technology and DT, what do we say all the time? You know, DTS or these blockchains will be used by all of the banking giants. All businesses will have access to these networks. All of this is wonderful to say, but let's face it. It's not that simple. It's just not easy to have a DT be plug and play in a typical setup. Because Quant is making all of this possible, that is why we are looking at Quant. Therefore, it is possible that XRP, XLM, and XDC will all need on Quant to be successfully integrated into the old system. Don't just believe me, though. Actually, let's discuss a few topics. First, we are aware that the European Central Bank, or ECB, just announced on May 5th that Quant was chosen as a pioneer partner to work on the ECB's Digital Euro initiative. They have developed a solid portfolio of deep industry expertise in secure payments infrastructure orchestration and interoperability of DT and non-DT payment rails over the last 5 years. As we can see when we consider this and scroll down to the official announcements. Number 1. Settlement of all types of money, including tokenized money, commercial bank deposits, and settlement systems in distributed, centralized, and unified ledger models. The BS has been promoting unified ledger models for a while, so these models are undoubtedly a focus. However, we also examine Project Rosalind, which is among the most crucial to examine due to the issues they resolved, which we will discuss once more shortly. However, we also examine Project Rosalind, which is among the most crucial to examine due to the issues they resolved, which we will discuss once more shortly. However, I would like to speak to Overledger directly. Since this was the primary platform used to design, deploy, and manage multi-chain apps with ease, it sort of relates back to the entire Rosalind project. This is the focus because we realize that the future is not simply about XRP moving every dollar in the globe. This multi-chain, no. Therefore, cross-border payments won't just be transferred to the XRP ledger. It is likely that cross-border payments will be distributed over 2, 3, 4, or 5 distinct networks. This is why it is so important to concentrate on the multi-chain future. This is also the reason that Quant is a major facilitator of this, since we have been hearing from major players like the IMF, the BIS, and others that the future is multi-chain. The multi-chain future is upon us. We now have the ability to orchestrate numerous blockchains seamlessly on this Overledger page as well. You have it there, don't you? Any large company or institutional player may now access Hedera for, let's say, tokenization services and then access the XRP ledger for payment use cases because it supports multiple blockchains. This multi-chain push has given them the ability to achieve that. Overledger is a global API connector that guarantees safe communication between blockchain networks and conventional financial systems. It links the blockchain ecosystem, digital currency, assets, banking infrastructures, financial apps, and current payment rails. With these important advantages, you can effectively incorporate blockchain functionality into your apps using our developer-friendly APIs. Security and compliance come after multi-chain interoperability, cross-chain transactions, multi-chain smart contract execution, scalability, and performance. Because of this multi-chain drive, all of this makes Overledger extremely important to concentrate on. The ease with which any blockchain, private, public, or both, could connect to Overlet, plug it in, and start working with other networks demonstrates this. We are discussing more than just crypto networks. We are also discussing public networks. Additionally, we project Rosalind's core API layer over here. The original Overledger diagram looks exactly like this. The smart contracts and the central bank ledger layer are located on the left. The Quant Overledger is at the bottom, followed by the CBDC API and the service provider layer. However, this is precisely what Quant wants to accomplish, where you can have specific DT APIs and use cases related to DT also tapped in. In other words, this is essentially enabling that multi-chain future around specific API use cases or specific services that any large bank or enterprise, etc. desires. However, if we look at XRP, XLM, XDCM, and HBAR, we can easily tap into all of these initiatives. Many people ask me questions like, Oh, is Quant this killer or that killer? Or is Quant an XRP killer? In this instance, neither Quant nor QNT is attempting to kill anything. By connecting these ideas to conventional rails such as banks and asset management firms, Quant is actually making them a reality. Additionally, we move over here to introduce the Overledger platform for Quant. This was the Overledger platform itself, not just Overledger, to be a little more direct. Overledger. This platform is called Overledger. In a way, the platform itself was designed with businesses in mind. Up until now, this was directed at central bank and institutional clients, but also, for the first time, available to developers and big businesses. All of this is connected to the Rosalind project. The Overledger platform served as the basis for this. The Overledger platform served as the foundation for all of their work with the BAS and the Bank of England on that CBDC project. Additionally, our Overledger platform is revolutionary for anyone hoping to establish a business in the blockchain economy, since it makes all DT blockchains instantly interoperable not just amongst themselves but also with the conventional system. Once more, Quant is incredibly underappreciated, particularly at a time when, well, I have a few things open here that I'll discuss in a moment, but if we consider what Quant has been doing, they have been constructing the fundamental components for the DTM blockchain so that it can work with any network that contacts them. This need not be related to any crypto network. Any system may now connect to blockchain and DT, whether it's a legacy system or a network. I take it that all of this is through Quant? If we consider institutional, central bank, or enterprise grade, all of those significant entities who wish to tap in now may do so, which is why the Overledger platform is so important to concentrate on. We gaze down here even if we look at this correctly. By enabling any company to utilize blockchain and reap its advantages, our platform addresses this issue. Our platform is updated often as we continue to work on projects with financial institutions around the world. After that, we return to Quant Overledger, correct? The unified ledgers are the area where they are tapped in. They are tapped into non-DLTS, public DT, and DT, In this case, for example, DT and non-DT payment rail settlement is unable to settle all types of money, including tokenized money, commercial bank deposits, settlement systems, and distributed, centralized, and even unified ledger model. Anything to connect to it. In essence, it is what Overledger is. The Ledger API layer, or Overledger, is where any DT connectors can tap in. From there, it instantly moves on to DT APIs, CBDC APIs, and so on, all of which go back to the service provider layer. You are aware of Quant? Then this is how we enter the new financial system, I'm telling you. This is how all of the current projects such as XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR ALGO, and others become completely incorporated into the conventional system. This via Quant. All of this is made possible via Quant. Having said that, I hope you all found this video entertaining. Since my stuff is free, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Please feel free to join the free Discord down description below and follow me on Twitter. Having said that, this is Nick, folks. Thank you for viewing. Goodbye.